back with proper titles and everything. So, and cameras are in the right place. And everyone's a demigod. And we're back to play Scion. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Simon at Wandering DM. I will be the Fates. But before we just talk about a little bit about what changed, because you might notice there's a new thing on the overlay, and there's going to be other changes coming soon. But before we go into that, let's just reintroduce our cast as they are now, 1 year later. We'll start with the person to my right on the overlay. We're going to go around clockwise. So we will begin with Renee. Hi, who are you, how are you, and who are you playing?
My keyboard is iffy. It's Bluetooth and unmuting. I have to hold it like this. Anyway, hi, I'm Renee Rhodes. She, her pronouns. I play Morning, who also uses she, her pronouns and is the daughter of the Morrigan, titled TBD. To be shared, I guess, is better.
Mm-hmm.
To be shared naturally through the story.
Up next, Hannah. Hi, how are you? Who are you? Who are you playing?
I'm good. I'm Hannah. I use she, her pronouns. And in this game, I am playing Kieran Kearney, son of Loki, who uses he, him pronouns. Kieran, antinomian traveler, convoy of chaos, and cunning linguist. We love him.
Lynn. Same questions. Who are you? How are you? And who are you playing?
Hey, I'm Lynn, Shive, and tonight I am playing Dihiga, daughter of Inari. She, her, traveler of growth and succor, and the generous rebuilder.
And last but not least, Hawkeye. Same questions. Who are you? How are you? Who are you playing?
I am Hawkeye, our Kentucky Hawkeye. He, him for those who need pronouns. I play Finbar Odubda, he, him as well, son of Ogma. But now everyone will know him as the Warden of the Learned and the puzzling weapon of the Defender.
And so before we delve back to where we left off, back when the Godlings were nothing but little Scions, we have two new changes. So basically, this is a demigod, the start of the demigod part of the campaign. So things have changed a bit. You'll notice a lot of it through the story, but there are two new mechanics that I want to share with everyone. And that is that of divinity dice and the collateral pool. So the collateral pool, you can see it underneath me. It is a pool of dice, kind of like tension, except whereas tension are dice that I use to activate certain abilities for villains and all that. The collateral pool is a pool that builds up over time and does nothing until you reach 10 dice in the pool. When that happens, the next time the Scions do something, or the next round if we're in a fight, and it so happens that it is in the middle of combat, that things get hectic, I roll the collateral pool, and something will happen. Normally, it could be something, I can't even say mundane, but as mundane as a building crashing down. Like in a superhero movie. But it could be also as dangerous as a portal opening up to a supernal realm. Like one of the overworlds, or, I don't know, a Titan prison. Or the underworld, or what have you. And things from there can pool over. These collateral things do not last very long. Are there to mostly... It's kind of like the world crumbling under your now nascent divine powers. It's not like if you were a god where everything that you did would cause something like this. In your case, it's gradual and doesn't happen all the time. And basically, when does the collateral pool goes up, increases, is whenever you perform a marvel. So your marvels are basically like your common miracles, using your boons, and all of that. Performing feats of scale if you have a knack or a boon that allows it. Making any roll enhanced by scale. So anytime you would have, for instance, I don't know, I have epic strength and I count as a scale +1 when I have to carry things. Well, then whenever you have to carry things and you actually require to use your epic strength, we add a die to the collateral pool. And the rest is something that would be either noted on your character sheet or in the stats that I have for enemies and antagonists. And the other mechanic, the one that is not on the overlay at the moment, is Divinity Dice. So just like the collateral pool, Divinity Dice is a pool that builds up over time all the way up to 10. Now the thing is Divinity Dice is personal to each of you. So last week we already went through that with the players, but for viewers at home, each player will track their own Divinity Dice. On Roll20, what this is going to translate as is basically the first X dice that you roll in a skill check count as Divinity Dice. So if you have no Divinity Dice, then it doesn't matter. All of your dice are just regular dice. But if you have 2 Divinity Dice, the first 2 dice that show up in the Roll20 chat, then those count as Divinity. Divinity Dice aren't so bad. Basically, they allow you to do something even greater with your powers, but greater to the point where it will sometime get you into trouble. Now, the opposite is also true, though. If you have a complete failure, then that becomes even more dangerous, because it's your powers going out of control. You're still not quite able to manage the divinity within you. There is one thing, however, with Divinity Dice that we didn't go through last week, I believe, and it's called flooding the pool. And so, anytime any one of you has at least 3 Divinity Dice in their pool, you can choose to flood the pool. You can do that either on your turn as an action or as part of another action. Like, oh, I want to jump in the air and throw a lightning bolt right at the eye of the giant cyclop. But I also want to flood the pool doing that. Sure, it's feasible. So basically what happens is your die roll, your skill check, becomes nothing but the divinity pool. But if you succeed, then you'll see on Legend Keeper, I've added, it's on the main page, so the moment you log on to Legend Keeper, you'll have it right there, and I think I'll also put it in our Discord chat. Basically, it allows you to either improve your scale, as if it was nothing, so technically as a regular Scion, if we just look at the scales very quickly, kitten, I am working. Stop crying.
It's very cute.
Yes, it's also not going to stop ever. Scale. I had the page earlier and I decided to move to something different because I had a thing to check for today. Got it. So, your regular humans, basically regular humans. Let's say you're of a regular strength. So it's a scale 0 in your case. But if you decided to use your divinity pool to flood the pool, as it were, depending on how many successes you roll, suddenly anyone, like let's say D, could all of a sudden be thrown to have the strength to be able to smash a tank in half. Like you could just bench press like 18-wheelers. No problem. You could punch someone with the same might and power behind it as the velocity of a the like artillery fire, basically. You could also, let's say you were growing up in size, you could grow up to the size of the Statue of Liberty. But that is with just divine dice. So of course, it starts at 3, but with only 3, like, it's not going to be that big. But it can go bigger and bigger and bigger. And of course, most of these things, because they affect either scale or any other thing, they add automatically to collateral. So it's like going Super Saiyan, for those of you who have watched Dragon Ball before, but with the caveat that, yeah, everything around you will get destroyed. Maybe not right now, but soon. And so the divinity pool goes up from 0 to 10. The moment it reaches 10, it goes back down to 0. So you could, for instance, fill up your divinity pool and nothing ever, like if you're lucky, nothing ever happens. Statistically, this is very, very rare. It's not necessarily going to happen. Why? Because your divinity dice, basically what happens is the moment you roll, what is it again? Sorry, I had it here. I know that if you fail a roll, but some of your successes are from the divine dice, that doesn't matter. There we go. So it'll happen if you roll, if you succeed on an action, and at least one divinity die is a success. That means that your powers go out of control in a good way, but extreme good way. And on the other hand, if it fails and you have no successes among your divine dice, then your powers go out of whack, but for the complete opposite. So we're going to toy around with this during our game. Of course, we are just starting. I mean, I read the manuscript of Demigod a while back, refreshed my memory a bit with the physical book that I got last week. Thank you, Onyx Path. But this is still the very first session that I am GMing and that you are playing in for Scion Demigod. So we might forget something. We might, sometimes we might roll with divinity dice and not realize that it should have been a catastrophic success or whatever. Like, it's fine. It is fine.
We're learning.
But things aren't so fine for the 4 of you, as far as I remember.
Oh, excellent segue.
At least not for Finbar.
Yeah, last time, technically a year ago, apparently, you have failed the great... Well, you never asked it his name, so we're going to stick to the name you gave it, the Balrog. That was destroying the pillars, the Gardens of Eternity, which is part of the Irish underworld. Saving in the process not only the underworld, but also potentially all of the other underworlds, as they seem to be slowly disappearing, forcing their inhabitants, or at least those that can, to flee elsewhere. So now in this Irish underworld, we also happen to have a lot of ghouls that have died, that are now refugees in the gardens. When the Balrog fell, you saw the sky open up, and above you, the Emerald Isles, Ireland, people cheering. It was very surreal. You've celebrated with the dead, and the next morning headed out back into the world. However, quick text message from Finbar to his TA, Nemain, did not receive the answer that he was expecting. Instead, the person who replied a well, look who's out of the woods was none other than Professor Henry Morgan, old rival of Professor Oldubda, and apparently someone who was kidnapped in the Maine and held her prisoner somewhere in the world for the past year. We're going to open with the four of you crossing the threshold and returning to the lodge. It's a nice, summer afternoon. The sky is blue. Birds are chirping. I said four of you, but I still forgot JD. There's five of you. Just one of you is walking on crutches. And the lodge is overgrown. There's weeds and vines that have just grown and almost like took over the house. It looks cute, but it looks abandoned.
I run inside.
It looks like no one has been here in more than a year. When you run inside, it looks like one of those post-apocalyptic artwork that you see where like nature has taken back its rightful place. Things are left as they were. I mean, you recognize the couch, you recognize the TV, but there's just like moss growing out all over the carpet. They're like wild birds just nesting on the rafters above the the cathedral ceiling of the living room.
Winnie? Winnie?
There is no
I will
answer.
look for any sign of her, a note, her stuff, anything.
You rush into the house, begin your search. Can ya make a... we'll go with cunning. Actually, your choice of cunning or resolve, I should say. And the skill we're going to go with that would be definitely, let's go with survival.
Okay. What was the first one again?
Either cunning or resolve.
Oh gosh, I have no clue. Let's go with this. And roll.
That is 4 successes. That's a whole lot.
Great.
Of course,
I care
none of
about
this
this.
is divine or what have you. I can give you one clue, and then if you look in our handouts, you have the procedural handout with like what you can do with your other 3 successes. Either ask me questions or get additional context or something. When you go through the house, all of it, and I'll get back to the other players in a second. The first thing I believe that you would probably go for is Winnie's bedroom.
Yes.
And while she is not in her bedroom, and that nature has overtaken most of it, you do notice in just like strewn on the bedroom floor, empty jerry cans.
Empty what?
Gas cans. You know those red? It's called a jerry can.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I can use the procedurals to have...
Well,
More.
you have 3 additional successes, so you could like either choose 3 different or 3 times the same.
Sure. I mean, I think Q&A maybe is this the same type of can that we have found before?
It is the same type, but it doesn't bear the same. It wasn't a license number. It was like a serial number you had found. Let me just grab that.
Oh, it's a license number on the truck that the.
Yeah, no,
gas
but
can
the gas can originally you found
It
info.
had like a label, right?
Yeah, there was a label a label on it. Because from what I remember, that's how you were able to then. I think you asked the gas can what it saw, and then it showed you the pickup truck.
Mhm.
This one, while it is a gas can, doesn't look like the other one and doesn't have the same label. It's a gas can, but definitely it's not from the same place.
I will use interpretation. The story guide offers the character some additional context or insight for understanding a clue or lead and its relevance to the story.
I will give you this. You know for a fact that this is linked to the same people that attacked Sojobo. It's not an interpretation that you make of it, like it's not a version of facts that you make of it. That's what it is. You can feel it in your soul. That whoever burnt down Sojobo's hut tried to do the same thing with the lodge. Now, looking at the room and even looking at the rest of the house, when you search through, you didn't see any signs of fire. So whatever happened, they were never able to actually put their plans into motion.
I'm really not sure how to use these.
They're kind of very open-ended. So extra clue would just basically be, what if you had rolled a different check than, let's say, perception? And it could give you more information. Interpretation is I give you context, or insight, and Q&A. Q&A is like the what's the spell in D&D? Like commune or something like that, where you ask the GM like a yes and no question. Except this time the question doesn't have to be a yes or no. And player inspiration is you basically come up with something, and if you do, unless I veto it for some reason, like you can't just be, I don't know, the Winnie was hiding under the bed this whole time. Like, okay, maybe not. But otherwise, whatever you've put into the world becomes the truth.
Okay,
Because-
I
Yeah, go ahead.
feel like there is something then. I will use player inspiration. I don't know. I did ask a question as far as it related to the past cans, so, and I don't know what to do with all of these. So I will say that there is, as I'm like searching the room for any signs of fire, which there don't seem to be, I do notice a burned note in the wastebasket by Winnie's bed. I can't make out most of it because it is like very warped, and I am not entirely sure who burned it, but I can at least see my name and the start of the next sentence. I'm not sure what it says yet, but That's what I got.
The letter, I will add this, is not in Winnie's handwriting.
Okay. That freaks me out, but I like it.
Meanwhile, this of course takes, a couple of minutes of you just running, rushing through the house and rummaging through her room. Yes.
I had one more question.
Yep.
I think it kind of relates to previous, but are these cans in any other rooms of the house, or is it just in Winnie's room?
Now that you think of it, you think you saw one. You think you saw one in the kitchen, like behind the kitchen counter, like just strewn on the floor. You remember something red, but you hadn't paid attention before, but you think it might.
Yeah, I was looking for her. So okay. I'll do a more like a quick sweep as I head back to find the group too, as presumably they make their way into the
Rest of the group. How's it going?
Finbar does not even go into the cabin. As soon as they touch ground, I pulled out my phone. I've opened up the bots quest, and I'm opening up the new feature that I've gone there that I call "Where is Waldo?" I want to know where Nava is. I want to know where Harry Morgan is. I want to know exactly where they are.
Yes. This power requires you to, I think, spend or imbue some legend, correct?
Yeah.
Because it
Either
acts...
legend or is it momentum?
legend, probably.
For some reason, I got momentum on my list, but I don't think that's right.
No, it's momentum. No, that's true. It is, yeah, because we said it's going to be using momentum.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
And so we only have one in the pool.
Okay, so maybe I can't do it.
If you can do
How
that,
much-
if you do it now, it's going to be like a regional area. It goes from 1 to 3.
Regional to do we
So
wanna
you
get-
would need to somehow gain more momentum before you use it.
I'm gonna want to make sure we've got more momentum first. All right, I will join in. I will check to see since Morning has been checking out specifically Winnie's room. I'm going to start checking out the other rooms, especially our room. See if anything's been taken from there.
Nothing has been
Specifically, I'm making sure of one thing. That giant globe-like thing that we found.
the sphere.
The sphere, is it still here?
Yeah, the Earth globe
Yes.
is not.
Then I'll keep checking to see if I can find anything else of note that might be missing.
The lion pelt is also gone. That you notice rather quickly without a check. It is missing from, it used to be in JD's room, like as a throw over his bed. It's not there anymore. And even, well, for the rest, I'm going to ask a check, actually. For the
That's
rest,
fine.
I'm going to ask either cunning or resolve and survival. Exactly like what I asked this morning.
Sure. Cunning. Survival not my highest, but I'm an angry man on a mission.
Angry Man on a Mission has 1 success. Who had the set of runes with them? You know those like garden stones?
Dee had them at one point when we were studying them, I think, but I don't think any of them. I don't know. Remember if we carried them with us or if we left them here for.
No, you did not
future
carry them
research.
with you.
I know I was studying them for a bit
And
too.
they are gone. And so is that other orb you found.
Yeah, I was about to ask about the orb. Ugh.
The small, like, brass ball with, like, holes in it. That is also gone. Someone went through your house and stole everything that they could get their hands on that had anything to do with the divine. That was you, Finbar. What about Kieran and Dee? You're muted, Lynn.
Suppose we should have come back sooner. What has happened here?
Oh, how are we supposed to know? It's not like a year had passed where we were.
It's like the old legends of the Feywild, and all that time does not seem to move the same in the underworld as it does here in the mortal realm.
Doesn't look like anything catastrophic happened. I'm gonna go check on see what morning's. Morning. Anything in there? Are you okay?
Morning is sitting on the edge of Winnie's bed, holding this very fragile burned note very delicately. And I think she looks a little misty-eyed when she looks up at Dee and just asks, "Do you think they're friends with the other cans?"
What other cans?
And I
That
like
letter?
point to them in the corner. Do you think they know where she is?
What the hell are those doing here?
I don't know.
Who's that letter from? Is that
I don't know. It's not Winnie's handwriting. But it's addressed to me. But someone burned it? And I can't read it.
there might be something I can do for it. Mind if I take a look at it?
Okay, please be careful. It's very fragile.
Yeah, no problem. She'll do the instead of like grabbing, just like hold it and
Mhm. Like by a corner.
not this corner, but like at the center. Like
Okay,
it's
yeah.
already like this. So the way they hold something burned is like like kind of lightly hold the most solid piece of it.
It's a fraction of a page. It looks like it was a page torn from a notebook, like not 8.5 by 11, but also not the size of a like of a paperback, just in between.
Mm-hmm.
You can barely make out the like blue lines of the lines that came, like, you know, printed on the paper originally. And it's written kind of hastily. You've seen that writing before. Morning was probably just a little too distraught. Or, I mean, Renee didn't roll an additional success.
Simon only gave me so much of the clue.
I only gave you the bare minimum. But that also allows Dee to make a intellect and empathy check.
All right.
It's okay. I like that it's a collaborative effort.
2 success.
It's Kieran's handwriting.
She'll give you a look,
What?
and she'll walk outside back to Kieran.
Wait, where are you taking the note? What does it say?
She'll like wave. It's like,
I'll follow.
Kieran,
Hmm.
lightly hold. It's like, this look familiar at all?
Simon, does this look familiar at all?
It's your handwriting.
I can see that.
It's like the only word that you can make out completely is morning. But it's part of a sentence, and there was a sentence above and a sentence below. But just with the word morning, you're like, no, that's exactly how I, Kieran, would handwrite the word morning.
Yeah. And I guess it makes sense that nobody can read it because it's my handwriting.
It's also burned, so you know it's not all bad.
Strange, but your handwriting. I'm not saying that you.
No,
It's your
that's
handwriting.
definitely my handwriting, but I can't. I didn't. I mean, like, I don't think I came back to the world of the living to, scrawl a note and then reappear back in the underworld. That doesn't. I mean, that seems like me, but I don't remember doing it.
Oh yeah, of course. It's just like there's so many weird things happening. I have some insight into it. But people were definitely here before. Our friends, I think, were here before. Same red gas cans, all piled up. Snow.
But it begs the question: who'd be able to replicate my handwriting to this degree? That's like, I mean, I don't know that I've ever actually written anything around you guys that you've.
But you come from a family of tricksters. You're not the only trickster.
Oh right, but like, why would my dad try to?
Well, I'm not
Right.
necessarily saying it's him, but there's other tricksters
Other
out there. There's certainly
tricksters.
others that would try to forge things either manually or
I
using
believe
some sort of divine
we
power.
Only know 2 of them. We don't know what the other ones are.
Are we discounting the idea that Kieran could have written this note? Like,
You really think I came back here, burnt down the house, wrote
I
the
don't know.
note?
Can you time travel now?
Can I? I don't
Can
think
you?
so.
I don't know.
That would be very useful. Like having
Oh,
another you appear here and tell us what we're supposed to do would be.
I mean, that I think I can
enlightening,
do,
guess.
but I don't think that he'd be able to write the note. I don't think they can pick up things. I don't think I'm that powerful yet.
I mean, there's something I mean. D is going to whisper to the letter. What happened to you and who wrote on you?
The paper, it doesn't speak, it's just the ink on it, what's left, that changes to make words appear.
Mhm.
It says, ouch. Ouch, hot. Sad water. Sad water on me, ouch.
I'll kind of position the letter to face Kieran. Did he write this?
This is Papa?
Is it?
Oh no. No.
No, I think you know what, I don't think you hear, but like I think you hear D kind of like say the words as it says it, just kind of like let everyone know. It's like that's weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It, because I didn't write that. That's not my. That's.
Sad
Hey,
water.
Kieran, I'm not suspecting you of anything. Like, you were with us the entire time, besides when we sent you off to burn some ships, and even then we could see you from a distance. I'm not.
And
I
even
don't-
when we sent you to fetch JD, you weren't gone that long. Or what are you?
I was not. You know I was not.
I get the feeling that with what this piece of paper is saying, sad water means tears in some way. I don't know exactly what that means. Exactly, but
So it
Maybe
thinks.
you can time travel in a few months or years.
So me from the future came back here, cried on a piece of paper, wrote
I
a
don't
note to
know.
you.
We're
Or
dealing with a
burnt
lot
it,
of weird
or
stuff.
or just a little more mundane, someone looks like you.
Somebody who looks like me. Some other
paper- the-
shapeshifter
The
who
paper
can
wouldn't necessarily
replicate my
know.
handwriting.
I mean, that's not out of the question, is it? I mean, that's a little.
Certainly not out of
I mean,
the
that's
question.
not much more of a jump than time traveling, is it? Well,
No, I know mine was a jump, but we did just come from the underworld.
we did.
So
Yeah. I guess all. If you want to take a look at this, I can talk to the other gas cats. Maybe they also know what's happening, but we should be careful. I don't think this is safe. I think it's been abandoned for a good amount of time, and I don't think.
Can I use one of my new boons here real quick?
Absolutely.
I'd like to. I don't know if this can work with Lay of the Land, but one of the things I can ask the fates by imbuing a legend and invoking Lay of the Land is what happened here recently. Can I interpret that to saying how long is it? How long ago did this happen?
Yep.
Okay, I would like to do that.
It happened 3 months ago. But looking at the area around you, it feels like you've been gone from the lodge for decades. But you know for a fact
Yeah.
that letter was written 3 months ago. Or at least that the people that came and left the cans and potentially left the letter was 3 months ago. That's the last time someone went through this place.
And it's possible because I now have that ability is one of the miracles that I can do to cause sudden overgrowth over things such as concrete, pavement, asphalt. Probably can do it over other areas as well if they wanted to. Someone could. This could be very recent. Looks like at least 3 months ago. And all of this overgrowth is to cover their tracks. Try to make it look like it's longer.
Or, I mean, if you have that ability,
Certainly someone else would. I
Or-
can't imagine that I'm unique.
I don't know. I think that just lends to my time travel theory.
Was there anything else burned inside, or is it the letter that's the only thing?
Nothing else burned that I could see, but I do think there were other gas cans. I think I saw one in the kitchen.
Is anything missing?
All of the orbs that we found, the brass ball, the globe sphere, pretty much anything that had any kind of divine influence or ability to it's been taken.
So everything important's gone.
Everything that we stored here.
All right, just on a whim, I'm going to go to where my room was in the cabin and open it up to see the fridge. See one if the fridge is still there, and open it up to see if there's still bottles of Guinness and Dr. Pepper in there.
Your Dr. Pepper is still there. Your Guinness has been replaced.
What? PPR?
Alexander Keith. And just to
Well, morning, your Dr. Pepper's still here. but they
white
still want
Alexander
Guinness.
Keith.
They replaced it with whatever this
Oh, that might not be something that you
That
have in the
is.
States, right?
Mm-mm.
Don't forget, real life. I'm a teetotaler, so I wouldn't know.
No, that's okay. So basically, imagine if Keith was it's a English Canadian. Basically, think of it as like British loyalist beer.
The ultimate insult. Basically, PBR only
It-
worse.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be Scottish in origin. Like the man was a Scottish immigrant.
Okay.
But yeah, so imagine it's not just because it was like it was replaced with something that there's almost like a message behind it. Like
hmm
like someone is taunting you.
Yes. They're trying to tell me something with this. But right now I got other things on my mind. I presume by now I've shown the message to the other three that was on the phone. If not, I will show it to them now.
So now everyone's aware about what happened to Nemain.
Oh, Finbar, I'm so sorry.
I've got to find where
Oh.
they are.
How?
I don't know if she's missing and he's just discovered the stuff, if he's involved with it.
I mean, it's.
I can't imagine he's a ringleader. And if anything, he would be the silly pawn like he was
Yes.
before. He's not, doesn't have the mental
I-
capability to do anything beyond move. He can barely move checkers on a checkerboard.
I can't imagine that these aren't involved. Taken
Is he-
and then our space ransacked.
Does he drink Alexander Keith's?
I've never followed his drinking patterns per se, but knowing him, I probably wouldn't be surprised.
So
Either
he
him
might
or
have
someone
been
that
here
he's working
too.
with.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
Stop that.
But I've got to find where she is.
No ASMR. Of course. Yeah, of course.
If you want to come with, feel free. But if you have other things that you need to focus on,
Oh
this
no,
is
we're
something
totally
I
wit.
cannot detract from.
It might all be connected. I just have a kind of a feeling.
Best case scenario, it's all connected. Worst case scenario, he's a bigger cad than I ever thought him to be. And as soon as I start saying that, I'm going to start creating a portal to take me to where to the flat that she lives in.
The
That I last knew that she lived in.
the portal begins to open, and then it twitches. The outline of like the opening that you normally see that you walk through just gives in for a moment and tries to keep it open. There are cracks beginning to form in the air, and then it just fizzles and closes shut. There's, for a moment, well, not for a moment, but from now on the ground where you called the portal, there's like maybe like a 2-foot square area that is the floor of Nemain's flat. It's no longer grass and earth and weeds and pebbles or whatever. It's like hardwood floor. There's like it's not a perfect circle or perfect area in any way, but it's like
Someone, yeah.
there's like a piece of her floor And technically, meanwhile, in Ireland, there is a piece of her flat that is now grass.
Oh shit! What?
The hell was that?
I have no earthly or unearthly clue, to be totally honest with
Well,
you.
that
You hear something
Wait.
coming from the lake. Like something heavy dove into it. Or dove out.
Choppa. We should check for Choppa.
yeah. Hopefully that's.
And it's
Anything else?
Choppa right there with his head out of the water and says, well, look who decided to show up.
Oh,
You're
Chopper, are
okay.
you okay?
What happened,
I'm
Choppa?
not okay. And he starts swimming to the shore.
You're here.
Yeah, so are you now.
Yeah. We.
You didn't get the
we
memo.
Really, we
I-
really didn't have a choice. We
We-
went to the
We were in the
underworld and-
underworld fighting off a Balrog. What happened here?
Great story, Teach, but this place is falling apart.
Yeah. So what happened?
You were gone for a while, and then a couple of, I don't know, it must have been a couple of months ago. Time's fuzzy. That friend of yours, that
Yoshi.
irate, yeah, Japanese guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came through. Or at least he tried. But he managed to breach, and like Choppa points to like somewhere in the woods, like a part of the land that you never appear from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, he had help. He wasn't alone. Winnie had told me that. And he looks at the five of you. Motions to Kieran. What's he doing here anyway?
It's always with it. What?
I live here.
Yeah, well, that's not what Winnie told me.
What did? Wait.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what game you're playing, Trickster Man. But, you broke Winnie's heart.
I did?
What?
Yeah. Yeah, oh, I see he hasn't told any one of you. Well, alright. Him's a betrayer. He's the one to help Yoshi come back.
Now,
Brought a
hold
couple
on,
people
just a-
with him. Shady folks.
I would never do something like that. Why in the world? What motivation would I have to do something like that?
I don't know.
Choppa, Kieran's been with us for the last year.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Aren't you the guy that can do the images and all that?
Yeah, that's me, but that's like a lot of people. It's not just me. I'm not the only trickster god out there.
Choppa
You gotta know
waddles
that.
up
I mean,
to you.
my dad.
It's like, yeah,
What?
your dad's not here. The gods are gone. And anyway, he's just an image. And he, like, pokes you in the stomach. He was like, oh. Poke. Huh. Well, and the other guy was an image.
There you go.
Didn't feel like an image. Still, you're the only one that can do that, as far as I know.
As far as you know, what do you know?
Who do you know that knows how you look like?
Lots of people. Okay, like I'm sure I've been on, Marnin's live stream at some point. I'm a good-looking guy. Everybody wants to look like me. Why wouldn't they if they had the chance?
Well, someone that looks like you then. Fake Kieran. That doesn't make sense. You wouldn't have been able to come here. Whoa.
What?
He looks back at the lake. Things are starting to unravel. Anyway.
Is it the exact essence, or can blood?
It's supposed to be the like your soul, if you will, like your divine soul.
Would Divinity or family be able to buy it, or is it just the person?
Nah, that's adjacent. But they came through by force. Let's say it's a real fake Kieran, then I don't know. They must have done something that I'm not aware of. Winnie's gone, but hidden, safe with my family. They're gone. I tried to. And he looks back at the lake. I don't know how long this place has. I've been trying to repair the problems. Might be better for you to not stay here if it blows up.
Yeah, and also the fact that like Yoshi and whoever was with him were able to come through. I don't think it's safe for anybody here, and having us all here is
Not a good
really
idea.
bad.
I'm trying to get the seed out, but I don't think it's going to work. So
Papa?
Yep.
You said Winnie's safe?
Yep. Last I checked.
What do you mean
She's
Kieran broke her heart?
she didn't want to tell me too much, but other Kieran said that something about you. I don't know, she was distraught. And cursing that she couldn't do anything because of, you know, he
Yeah.
like motions to the sky, the whole thing.
Yeah.
She's
Papa,
yep.
will you be safe if we go?
Yeah. Yes.
I would imagine it'd be safer if we weren't here.
Hey, what
Less
whole
reason
thing?
for them to come back.
What?
What whole thing is the problem here?
The net thing. The lines in the sky. You can't see
What
them?
net? No.
Let me just adjust the thing. And he taps like a couple times on the ground with his tail. And with every tap, like the sky changes color to like dusk, dawn, overcast. And then it changes to the sky over America right now. And you can see it's faint. But beyond the clouds, there are these lines of like these aurora borealises. Green lines that crisscross across the sky.
When did that happen?
It was always here. You could see it before.
No.
No.
Might be, I was gonna say might be due to the virtues of my birth, but then that means that... It means that you've all made it. I mean, I was born this way, but
Made what?
you're technically more than just mortals now.
Huh.
No, that, Winnie called it the net. It was like a fishing net over the world. I don't think she told any one of you because she didn't want to freak you out, but
And it's always been there.
it's been there for the last, I don't know, maybe 100, maybe 200 years, maybe less. Sometimes it's fainter, sometimes it's flashier. Humans can't see it, I can tell you that. We have no idea.
Never even heard of it. You think?
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you'd think that somebody would have mentioned it before now. My dad, somebody's parent would have mentioned it before now.
My mother is trapped. I think Winnie's been trapped too. It's just different.
Wait, you think that's what that is?
I was going to ask Choppa,
What?
is that net supposed to be there?
Given that I've been living on my own for 1,033 years, beavers like me, we don't tend to look to the sky. There's not much for us up there. I have to admit, I've been given into my more mundane nature ever before Winnie came back with the favor. Mom came back with the favor. Too weird to say that. Winnie came back with the favor. No, I don't know, remind me. Could have been there for 1,000 years. I can't quite say. What I can say is that save for Winnie, haven't seen anybody else. I knew others. I remember Mojkawis. Haven't seen him in a while. The twins. Haven't seen them in a while. A couple of others I used to hang out with. Now that I think of it, the Thunderbird still owes me one. Wow, it's been, it's been an lonely time. It's just not the same when you're immortal, you know. You just don't pay attention to it. Everything just comes and goes. And he taps on the ground again so that the sky just reverts back to what it was. And you can see now, despite the sky being what it was when you came back to the lodge, you can see the cracks in the sky, like glass breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Papa,
Ah.
I'm sorry this is happening to your realm, but thanks for letting us stay here. I had a lot of really good times.
That's what it was made for. That's what
And,
Winnie wanted it to be made for.
If you see Winnie, can you tell her I'm looking for her?
Oh, she's in Niantic. She's back at her old apartment.
She's at her old apartment.
Yeah. I sent her there with the fam. They're all there. Probably living in her bathtub.
Well, I'll check in with her as soon as I can.
Yeah.
And I'll check in on your family too.
Sure, tell them I'll be there momentarily. I think there's one more thing I want to try to maybe salvage this place. And you can see, like, as he looks at this entire area, like, he has a very dad stance of trying to put his little beaver arm on his hips and just, you know, look with pride at what he built and kind of like not really wanting it to go. It's a little bit bittersweet, but he's certainly not going to show it.
We should go quickly. It
Yeah.
might be easier for Choppa if we're not here.
Well, I can
agree.
fold the entire plane on itself, if need be, as the last result. But that means that everything inside, save for me, is gone. Poof. No more.
Well, wait a minute. Why can't we make portals out of here?
Have you tried to make one?
Yes, I
that
just
happen?
tried, and This
Wait,
is the
can-
result.
Wait, Fimar, can you do that again, but just not in that spot, like a little further away?
Okay. I'll try it again.
The portal tries to open, and this time it doesn't even touch the ground. It's just like a window. A window where you see like a... I think the main was in Dublin, right?
No, the university's in Galway.
In Galway. So it's a street corner, a couple of minutes walk from her flat. You manage to see through the window. You see cars. The window is about at like head height if you were just walking on the street. You see pedestrians, they don't see you. They walk by. It has a lot of trouble keeping open. You have this sort of these sparks that fizzle in and out. And the window tries to open more, but it turns into like an oblong shape and then tries to correct itself back into a sphere. Not a sphere, but a circle. And then it just flashes in, flashes out, and then fizzles and disappears.
Hell is going on? It's never
I don't
happened
know.
before.
It's kind of like this.
It may be based on what's happening to this whole area here.
Well,
Would be my first guess.
yeah, my theory is that they really broke the door. You know what a door is? What's a door? I think I have a few minutes to go full philosophical. No, that would
Passageway from one place to another.
That would be the threshold.
The door is the barrier between the two.
Yeah. What if you remove the threshold? What does the door become?
A wall?
You can walk
Part of
around
the
it.
wall?
Just
Can't walk around a wall. That's
Just a random structure then.
I think that's what's happening here. Is they didn't break through. They didn't break down the door to come in. They broke through what was around it. What was holding it. And so now we can't open doors because there are no more doors to open because we can't.
Because there's
There's
no more
nothing
walls.
to hold them. Yeah, that's what I think anyway.
Is that in general, or is it just with this space?
No, I think it's just with this space.
Okay. But can we go? Are we able to go back home, or are we stuck here?
No, the long way works.
Oh boy, it's a long way.
Yeah, you know the one where you're gonna have to drive 4 hours
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because you're somewhere in New York State, upstate New York. Yeah.
Well, I suppose we better get rolling.
Yeah. There's another tiny issue. You know your cars.
Yeah.
He points to all the cars in like the, lemon
Okay.
yellow
Yeah.
Jeep.
Yeah.
The shadowy people that came, the shady assholes, they siphoned the gas out of your cars.
Oh, well, that's just great.
They tried to burn the place down. It's just Yoshi's not quite too bright, Kind of like him. He motions to JD. You really think I would let this entire place be flammable? Save for the barbecue, nothing else is gonna catch on fire here. I'm not dumb. Might be a beaver, but smarter than your average beaver.
So we have the cars,
Yeah, no gas.
no gas.
Yeah, that's a problem. And, can't really do anything about that. Well, you can walk.
I have midnight.
Yep, that's like what, a 2-person horse at best.
Probably yes.
Hmm?
Can I manifest a miracle for this?
Sure, what?
We have gas.
What's your casual miracle?
Always have the right supplies for any trip.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I think I think when she reaches in her bag, it's like, huh,
Huh?
weird. Just holds up like it's not a metal one. It's like one of the plastic ones, like the ones that you have for like a lawnmower.
Mhm, mhm.
Why'd you just carry petrol in your bag? You know what?
I don't. But it's here, and I think it's
Our bag's a cornucopia. Let's not argue.
Yeah, I'm not
it's-
looking to
it's-
give
I mean,
whatever in the
this
mouth,
isn't gonna
you know?
get us home, but it can maybe get us to a
Get us to a gas station.
Weird.
Actually,
Like,
your
she just, like, looks
miracle,
into it.
your miracle is it's enough for your trip. If your trip is back home, it's enough to go back home.
Like I think it's like she pours it in. It's like she's like still standing there for like
It's like the widow with
4
Elisha
minutes.
having the oil that can constantly pulls out of the urn until she runs out of containers.
I think she's expecting to like you dump it in. It's like 10 seconds or 20 seconds. Like it's done. But like it's that time for like when you pump gas. But it's like for like the
There's a raunchy joke here, but I'm not gonna make it.
yeah.
Huh.
If you look at the tank, it's like at the dash, like I think it's full. I don't.
It is.
This is weird.
It is full, and you're going to gain a divinity die,
Sweet.
and the collateral pool goes up by 1.
Uh-oh.
But
Cool.
whichever car you have chosen is now full of gas.
What's
And
yellow? 'Cause it was. It's big enough for everybody. I think. Yeah.
Pick whichever one you wanted.
Yeah.
Chapa will bid you farewell, telling you that, once he's done with this place, he's going to go back to Winnie's apartment in Niantic. And with you 4, 5 driving away, we're gonna take a short break. Go grab something to drink, something to eat. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes, everyone, with the new page in our hero's journey. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's me, Puppet DM, and I'm here to tell you all about the sponsors we have here at the Wandering Society. We're sponsored here by Mage Hand Press, makers of a bunch of 5th edition supplements, like the Book of Kobold or their series of new classes. And don't forget, Arcmada, the amazing sci-fi fantasy campaign setting for the world's greatest role-playing game. Be sure to check them out at store.mageandpress.com. Up next, we have Roll20. It's the platform we use here at the Wandering Society to play all of our games. It's easy to use, intuitive, and it now comes with Dark Mode. Be sure to check them out at roll20.net. We're also sponsored by Our Talsorian Games. Our Talsorian Games make great RPGs, and they've been doing so since the early 90s. Check their books. They've got Cyberpunk Red, which Simon tells me has been played here extensively, Castle Falkenstein, which also has been played here, and The Witcher, which has also been. Okay, we get it! Check them out at your FLGS or online at ourtalsoriangames.com. Have you ever wanted to wake up and smell the coffee? Well, now you can with this next sponsor, Found Familiar. Get yourself some damn good coffee at foundfamiliar.com and use the code on the screen to get 15% off. What do you mean I can't drink coffee? What the fuck is felt? And we couldn't end this segment without talking about our good friends at Die Hard Dice. That's right. As a Dice affiliate, we are proud to partner with Die Hard Dice to bring you only the best in shiny click-clacks. Click-clacks? What is... Ow. You can check their ever-growing collection over at dieharddice.com and use the link below to get 15% off. You're putting this all on me? I better get a cut.
And on
Hey,
that
we're
note.
back. So, you've made your not so daring escape from the lodge.
Mm-hmm.
And where are you headed? Actually, who's driving and where are you heading?
I guess Dee's not driving.
I will drive since with my
Oh yeah, you have also the thing.
purview of the wild, I know the fastest and straightest, quickest route to get there.
Does my stuff apply if I don't like? Do I have to be driving, or is it like
For what?
am I like cool things?
If you mean the miracle that you did, that you always have the right supplies, you don't need to drive for that. You just
Okay.
you they appear. You have them.
Yeah.
Um,
So every time we use a minor thing like that, it makes the collateral thing go up, right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
So you don't have to like imbue legend, you don't have to spend legend, but over time it will eventually accumulate
Cool.
because you are altering the fabric of reality. To you now it's just as easy as breathing. But yeah, reality and fate doesn't really like that. So Finbar, where are you bringing everyone?
Right over the river and through the woods to Winnie's house we go.
All right, so
Yeah,
y'all head back to Niantic.
I ride midnight alongside them.
Hell yeah.
And you... Wait a second. Why do I not have our map anymore?
It's been a while.
Yeah, but I thought I had it in Legend Keeper.
There last time I looked.
Yeah. Yep. It has disappeared.
Uh-oh. Oh, is it not there anymore?
No, it's not there anymore.
Wait. No. Wait, map? No, map
Oh,
is there.
no,
Map
wait.
is there. Map is there. I
Map
see
it. Map is there. Okay.
It's on the main. If you go on the main thing, it's in the big screen. It just says map, and then there should be 3 options: main,
There it is,
map,
yeah.
demigod.
There it is.
Oh, okay. My bad. It's because I have way more tabs on that page than you have. And so you head back to Niantic, pass by the Way-In Motel, and the 4 of you begin to recognize, the familiar places that you have left from before.
I'm checking my phone. Is it so it's legit? It's a year later, because I'm like, who knows?
Oh,
In that room, we haven't been out.
it's a year later,
So, God damn it!
and you have 477 messages from your mom.
Oh,
No.
Do I have any messages from the main or anyone else on my phone?
Yeah. You've got a couple hundreds.
I think you see like, the second that like Dee got like or checked her cell phone in the car, you just see her slumped against like the door, like against the window, just like looking outside, just like staring.
You can see outside the people of Niantic walking about.
I'm not looking at them. Dee's staring off into the distance.
Mm-hmm. You drive by, downtown,
Mhm.
going all the way to to where Winnie used to live, near Wolf Security. Well, near. In the same area of the city. Who's riding shotgun?
Dee is riding shotgun.
Okay. You're just, staring at the outside. Looking out. You see that the Wolf Security Tower has changed. There's no more Wolf logo on it.
Mm-hmm.
Nor the Queen's Guard logo.
Her phone, I think, is making the notification alert thing just for like solid 3 minutes, just like.
Mm-hmm.
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
Dee doesn't see it because you're, deep in thoughts.
Dread.
Morning Kieran from the back seat. And we'll have JD sitting in the
Midnight.
middle. Oh no, you're on midnight, that's true.
oh, you put me in the back seat with JD? Oh,
Yep.
that's going to turn out well.
Out the
Okay,
window.
at least there's space between you if
Yeah,
I'm not
there's
in the
definitely,
car.
and he's way too injured still. Like, despite these, well, back then it was her Scion powers, so who knows now. But yeah, he's not really in a mood to jest, but at some point he does, like, slap you on the shoulder, Kieran.
Mhm.
And he says, hey, check.
What?
Stapled to a phone pole is a missing person poster.
Uh-oh.
Dee Higa has been missing.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
Last
Hey, Dee.
seen at Alba Rubra University.
Oh.
Hey, D. They think you're dead.
What? What?
They're missing.
Why-
I think you're gone.
The what? she'll look, and her head will thud against the one. She's like, oh,
And you can still hear the incessant of your phone buzzing.
yeah.
Kieran, you only have 3 messages on your phone. Morning, you have over 1,000 notifications.
Oh, geez.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, it stops counting. There's like a I'm not looking on midnight, but I have a whole thing on what the Reddit has been
Yeah, the
doing.
Reddit must be the Reddit must be in just a weird state.
You've
Yeah.
lost a sizable number of followers.
Oh god, no.
And the remaining followers have splintered into 2 factions. One that just
Oh,
thinks that
no.
you stopped doing stuff. And we'll call the other one the special followers. Some of them think that this is all a big setup. Like you're gonna come back with like a big,
God. Oh god.
like like not feature length film, but like something like that. And they keep posting images of people that kind of look like Morning. There are
Yeah.
several copycats that are just people that like cosplayed as you. For grab at fame. But then in the special followers, there's another splinter group that think that there's a big conspiracy that someone murdered you.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh god. You're
And they
like,
go
oh,
into
no.
like deep analysis. Wrong. They are wrong from beginning to end, but like they are spiraling into this
Oh god.
obsession that. Yep.
Morning's in
Okay,
like
now the
a
big
fandom
question
war,
is-
like a fandom war, but also into true crime. This is
And here's
we gotta get these people under control. This
Have
is
they
bad.
linked her to Hoffa and JFK yet?
absolutely.
We have to get this under
JFK,
control.
no, but Hoffa, kind of? Because there are conspiracy theories that she ran afoul of organized crime. Because they tied her to the security firm Queensguard, who had a sordid past, etc., etc. The thing that you can notice, or that you will notice, so I'll just, whenever you take a look at it, is that you no longer have normal, average followers. Everyone has to be an extreme. People, you begin to notice, in one forum or another, people worship you. It's no longer tier 3 simp. It's I have built a shrine
no.
to Morning in my closet. Not necessarily in a creepy way that we would have in our world, but it's still kind of creepy.
This is why you don't get new followers. So they come into the Reddit and it's like, this
Yeah.
place is no good.
It's
Content creator Renee is like, "Oh, that's terrifying."
Like we gotta
but
like
Yeah.
the gamer in this role-playing world, Renee, is like, "Oh, hell yes."
But to remind all 4 of you what we talked about last week,
Mhm.
Renee, you begin to hear the whispers from time to time.
oh no.
Oh, yes.
The whispers
Oh,
of
no.
all the YouTube videos made about Morning's disappearance or about they should leave Morning alone.
Oh god,
And
it's
all
like
of
you're
that.
stuck on Twitter. You're stuck on Twitter. There's no way to get rid of it.
I am writing midnight. I think I start to hear them, and I'm just like, "What is happening?" Because I haven't checked the Reddit yet, so I'm just like, "What?"
It's almost like you can read the mind of people around you. Like anytime you look at someone, you hear a voice. But it's a very faint voice. It's like
It's like, but I keep thinking I like hear it on the wind, and
Yeah.
it's gone. You know, like. And I'm writing fast, so it's
Mhm.
Oh,
weird.
God,
It's
that's right.
snippets.
Where's
Also,
Yeah.
just I may have lost followers, but I clearly have the name recognition. So
oh yeah. Oh, you are now part of the internet history.
Mhm.
Think of the people that cosplaying with their black horses with like foam.
Oh,
uniforms
you
and
have
stuff.
given birth to a whole generation of horse girls. Like, let's face it. That happened.
Forget the
lot of-
bronies. They're all mornings now, right?
Oh, and
God, there's a
there, a
morning
lot of
people.
them. It's a lot of. It's a lot of.
Good one.
People, that's the
I love
name
it.
of our community.
Perfect.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Morning
like
con.
sword wielding women on horses. That's kind of a. You can search that on Pinterest. There's a clear aesthetic for it now.
Wow.
Ladies of the morning.
Kieran, you only have 3 messages.
Oh, we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Yeah, one of them is that you were kicked out of your shitty apartment.
Oh, really?
You failed to pay rent for like
Your
a
stuff
year
is
in a
gone.
row.
Are you pleasing your wife every night of
It's like 2 spam and a you'll hear about our lawyer.
Oh. Well, that's good, I guess.
I will
Finbar.
wait to read my messages when we get to Winnie's because
Okay.
I'm busy driving.
Yeah.
Good. Way to be safe. Though I feel like you could handle it as a demigod, but still.
Probably, but
Yeah.
I'm not pushing it yet.
Good habits.
You drive through downtown. Of course, there's a I'm not going to say it's a traffic jam, but there's definitely a sort of slowdown of circulation the moment they begin to see morning dashing through traffic with on a horse. People haven't seen that in Niantic for over a year. So of course people are stopping. Some people are bumping into others. Drivers aren't paying attention. Takes a little bit of maneuvering, but easily, Finbar, you find
Mhm.
Morning's apartment building and also like free parking, free available parking. Go in, you walk up the stairs. You ring at the
Well,
door.
while they walk up the stairs, I'm going through the messages first
Okay.
before I go in.
So as you climb up the stairs, you just cycle through what you received. At first, there's a few messages from the main saying that she had found one of the another person like you, one Baptiste Saint Jean in Chicago. And she said he would be interested in meeting with you, but that was about 11 months ago. Then there's another one where she says it seems that Baptiste has gone silent, ghosted me. I'm trying to reach him. Then a couple weeks later, she started to send you newspaper, either web articles, of course, that she linked. Baptiste Saint-Jean, a toy maker, has disappeared. The police thinks that he absconded because of an insurance fraud thing, and he just left, and he might have crossed state lines, so the FBI is on it. But then a couple of weeks later, she sends you other articles that are that's weird. Seems that there are other people that disappear in this world, and every time they were people on my list. That she thought could have a connection to the supernatural. Then a couple of other messages later, she's wondering where you are and why you're not answering. She knows you're busy, Finbar, but Professor Odupta, if you could at least give me a sign of life, I'd appreciate. Then a bunch of variations on where are you? Are you okay? and then from a number you didn't recognize at first, but the first message explains it. I've changed phone number. I've moved to a different flat. I think I'm being followed. Please, if you are there, do something. And then later she explains how she's trying to keep herself safe. She bought into like a lot of security from Queensguard, thinking that, you know, there could be a way to somehow find you through that as well. Keep a connection. And then eventually it's just silence. And then the last message, taunt from Henry Morgan. When you sent her a message. There's also a couple of messages from the university. You had tenure, so you're not fired. But don't think you're going to teach anything at any time soon. You've been gone without a word for a while. The university, because of Nemain, didn't flag you as missing. But now that Nemain's been missing, it's probably just a question of time before you're also flagged as a missing person. And one last message from a phone number you do not recognize. The number is just like the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 9. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it says, I have to look at my notes because they're in that other part. Thank you. How did you like the underworld? You should have stayed there. And it is signed. Oh, no. It is signed. Dawn. D-O-N-N.
D-O-N-N?
Yep. You know that name. Irish god of the underworld.
Yes.
And you get the feeling that that's the same person who interrupted your meeting with your father recently. Well, recently, you know, a year ago when you were in Japan.
Yeah. One of the ones he wasn't high on the list, but he was one of the suspects.
By the time you're
Surprised he would
gone...
say
Huh?
that.
Sorry?
Surprised he would say that since we saved his world, unless he was intentionally trying to destroy it, which would make no sense. That's what's going through my mind as and where is Nemain as I'm walking up the steps into the apartment.
Who's first to knock on the door? And why is it morning?
Yeah, it's absolutely morning. I mean, I get up the stairs fastest with my epic dex. And I knock pretty frantically.
You knock, and you hear Winnie's voice in the back. Calm down, I'm coming. Sheesh. You hear the lock, you hear the deadbolt, the door opens, and Winnie's just frozen. Surprised. She doesn't she almost tumbles backwards. Yeah, hi, she hugs you back. Morning, you're safe. You're safe. Of course I am.
You were gone, and the whole realm was collapsing. I talked to Choppa, though. He told me where to find you. Dia and Kieran are here.
Oh, everyone, come in, come in. And she waits for everyone to be in. And before closing the door, she still gives like a look outside in the corridor. And then shuts the door and locks it with... You can see 3 different locks.
So before you say anything, this Kieran didn't do it. Pretty sure. Whatever it was.
He told me that I should stop having any kind of contact with you because he would kill you.
Well, clearly I haven't killed her. Why in the
And-
world would I do that?
He couldn't if he tried.
Oh,
You know it's true.
yeah, it's true.
That's not the feeling I got from the letter.
Oh. This letter.
Kieran can kill anyone here if he wants. He told me so in the letter. So I don't know if I should trust you. I trust Morning. If she trusts you, I will.
I mean, yeah, I can, but why would I?
And okay, the question of trust is complicated because should anyone trust Kieran? No, probably not. But I do think Kieran's our friend. Right? I mean, is that it?
No,
is that-
yeah, that's right. That's true.
I don't want to like speak for you, but we've been through a lot together. I don't think he'd do that.
Now, how can you be sure that it was actually me that you saw?
Because it was you.
Well, how can you, like, what? That's a complicated thing. How do you know it was me?
But Kieran has been with us for the past. It was only a few days, but
Yeah.
apparently we've been gone a year.
Here. We have no idea what's been going on.
But really, he's been with us the entire time, and unless he can traverse the underworld to the mortal realm by himself, he couldn't have done this.
Did this other person that looked like me, did they talk to you, like, directly?
No, he talked with other people. The letter I received before... Well, before you and the others, burst into the lodge. We left that same night. I think they were trying to burn it down. I saw them carry stuff out. I can't do anything, even if I wanted to.
Because of the net?
Yes. How do you know that?
We can see it now.
And you can see like her face beams in happiness for just
I was
a
so
split
nervous,
second.
but-
She's like,
Good.
it's the pride of a mother seeing her children get married. But then the reality sinks in. That means you're also prisoners.
So this net is what's keeping the gods out and keeping everyone else contained in, as I suspect.
It's what I've been thinking. We've been missing from the world for ages. Well, I say we, the others. I've been here the whole time, more or less. But, okay. Let's not get too carried away by the bad news and by... She side-eyes Kieran. by things that might not be true, how about I make you all coffee? We can sit down and talk about it.
Sounds good. Because I think I have an idea who, for lack of a better way of saying it, donned the disguise of Kieran.
Then let's pull everything we know. If there's anyone anywhere in this world and the others that I think can make things right, it's got to be the 5 of you.
Why are you making that? Can
Not
you
sure
can
about
I
JD.
use room? I have to make a call.
Oh. Yes, go ahead.
Thanks.
Not the bathroom. The kids are playing in the tub. And you can hear like splish splash coming from the bathroom.
He's just gonna call her mom and just like, oh no.
She picks up. The first thing you hear is D,
Yeah, I'm okay.
and then
Sorry.
it's full on like a wall of, oh my god, where are you? Are you safe? What have you been up to? How dare you do this? Did you know you skipped school? Where were you? Were you okay? Did you eat? Are you safe? Do you need anything?
I think the others like can still kind of hear it's like just like the like a little bit of like no, I didn't know. It's like
What happened? Where were you?
it was God stuff. It's only been a few days.
God stuff.
I'm fine.
It's your father again, isn't
Sorry.
it?
I don't think it's his fault.
When are you coming home?
As soon as I can.
I want you to come home and then I want you to never leave again. Understood?
I don't think I have control of that anymore.
They'll have to answer to me.
I would like nothing more, but I don't think that's gonna work anymore.
Okay, where are you?
I am so sorry. We had to check in with some people first. Make sure everyone is still accounted for. We didn't know it was a year. It was only like a few days.
Where have you been?
Some sort of underworld, like literal.
Some sort of underworld?
Yeah.
You were dead?
No.
You were dead and you didn't tell me.
No, I wasn't. We just went there. One of my friends is a death goddess, and we just went to check on.
Oh, you're
family
friends
and-
with a death goddess now. What is this?
You met her.
What have you been? Morning? She's too sweet to be a death goddess.
I don't think it's not like all people writing. It's not a skeleton with a sight. I don't think that's how it works.
Well, I don't care how it works. I want you to come home.
I'll do it. It's a lot. It's been.
Well,
We just
listen.
got back like a few minutes ago, and
It's 3 p.m. right now. I'm going to get dinner ready, and I want you to be there for dinner. Use your godly powers or whatever it is that you have, but you bring your ass home for dinner tonight.
okay.
This is non-negotiable.
Okay. I imagine I flunked out of school.
Oh yeah, you did.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. And like at the end, you can
She
hear
just
her
sees you
voice
come out
quiver.
of just like shell shocked, just kind of like. It's okay. I have to go to dinner. You want to come dinner again?
And on that, we're gonna end tonight's game.
Do you think we'll be welcome?
Sure.
Next week, we'll affront the hardest monster so far, worse than a Titan spawn, a mother.
He's mom.
Even the gods have to answer to Mama.
Uh-huh.
Well, apparently, my mother don't care about me.
My mama is a god, so there's that.
Kieran, you never told me how close you were with your mom.
That's true.
So I
My
took
mother
it.
probably thinks I'm dead in a
Mhm.
ditch somewhere.
Hmm. Or that you
I
just
am
decided not to
sorry.
call for her birthday. Yep.
That's true.
I just got the notification that the plumber has arrived, so it's pretty
Ah.
perfect timing, but I will have to skip outros. I'll go ahead and put up my screen. Thanks everyone for being here today.
No problem. Thanks for coming, Renee. We'll see you next time. So let's do outros. Let's move with... Let's move to Kieran.
All right. I am Kieran. I am Hannah. You can find me on Twitter at Hanimation and Instagram and Facebook at Hanimation Studios, or you can check out hanimation.shop to see the fun things that I peddle. I will be at WasabiCon in a couple of weeks, so if you're in Florida and you want to go to some fun convention, check that out. Otherwise, you can find me back here on Thursday evenings. Next week is the finale of Hill County Horror. Very excited about that. Spooky stuff, scary stuff. Can't wait. And then, of course, on Saturdays here, 1 p.m. Eastern for Scion, and Saturday evenings, not this evening, but next evening, is over on Praxicor Thesmophoria, along with the lovely Lynn. We will be playing some high-level D&D for a Song of Agapia's Fortune. So thank you so much for having me here today. This was a lot of fun. Demigods.
Yep. Thank you for coming. D, who are you? Where can we find you?
Hey, I'm. Yeah, they're gone. Hey, I'm Lynn. Gremlin art, pretty much everywhere: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. Where you can find my art and one throughout the week. And next time you'll see me is actually tonight on Gonna Gaming's YouTube. We're gonna be releasing the 3rd episode of Bleedy Kansas, our Vampire the Masquerade campaign, where we have decided to just start chaos in the Midwest because there's no one to supervise us. And next week, like I said, for Song of Agapia's Fortune, I can't wait to get back. There's a lot of intrigue. There's a lot of things that came to light that is going to make our lives dramatic and complicated.
And thank you for coming, Finbar. Where can
All
you
right, I'm Hawkeye, or Kentucky Hawkeye. You can find me on my Twitch channel Monday nights for Family Night at the Emporium. My channel's Hawkeye's Old Time Gaming Emporium, where my daughter and I will be doing the Lego Star Wars Skywalker series. We've just finished the first 2 parts. We're going to be starting on the Revenge of the Sith section when we start back up on Monday. Tuesday is the weekly Skyrim serial, where we've started a new character, Bev Set, the ever mentioned but never seen until now sister of Bellathor, the one who runs the general store in Whiterun. We find out that some of the stuff he says about what he would do with his relatives might have actually been true, and we get to see her go on her trail of justice and revenge on that. And then Wednesdays is Grappler's Keep, my WWE 2K22 universe, where a number of DMs, GMs, and RPG players from across the Twitch universe compete in a ring that we lovingly call the Dice Tray. We just finished our Fiendish Stockade pay-per-view, which finished with a massive 5-star match that included Hannah and Renee were in there up against Half Arse Tournament in what the WWE calls Hell in a Cell. We call it the Fiendish Stockade. And if you want to see what happens when a certain Witcher warrior falls off of the Fiendish Stockade, not once, not twice, and what happens after that, catch it on VOD, either on Twitch or YouTube. And we will be starting up our new series of matches, preparing for our next pay-per-view soon, which is going to be including, we've got some new factions forming, and who knows, Simon, you may be seeing a new partner in the ring in your future.
Ooh.
And then otherwise, you can catch me here Saturdays as well, as we work our way through demigodhood, and I try to find out what has happened to my prize grad student.
Thank you for coming. And then, as for me, I'm Simon at Wandering DM. You can find me over on this very channel on Monday for the actual episode 5 of Vampire the Masquerade Montreal by Night, not what was announced today when I started the stream. Then on Thursday, you won't see me, but you will see, if you come here, the finale, like Hannah said, of Hill Country Horror. GM by Marlo Bugwitch, and then on next Saturday for Scion. There's a couple of things in the work from me. If you haven't seen it yet, if you look at my Twitter, we've announced the next game that I'm working on, Werewolf the Apocalypse Retaliation. Kickstarter goes live on the 15th of November, so you can definitely go check it out. Click on the little remind me button, and you will be reminded about this wonderful game, which has so much shit I can't talk about, but it's gorgeous. So that said, thanks everyone for coming, and have a good rest of the weekend. Bye-bye.